Before today's video, I just want to mention the terrible time that Australia is currently having with those awful bushfires. This channel, and I would hope all of its subscribers, are thinking of you at this difficult time. I'll be making a donation to the Australian Red Cross, who are helping people that have lost their homes through emergency grants. If you'd like to help, I'll leave a link in the description for that. I truly wish the best of luck to all our friends down under, and I truly hope your fortunes change very soon. Thank you. I sometimes imagine the world of conspiracy theorists to be a bit like a Game of Thrones. All of the major conspiracy theorists trying to be the biggest and the best, enslaved by no media, Jason Maggard and Hans Wormhat are all pretenders to the tinfoil throne. But like an illegitimate son from the north, Terra Times has entered the world of conspiracy theorists, and boy is he making a claim. Hello all, and thank you very much for joining me for another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Well, here we are, another new year, another new conspiracy theorist, and boy have we got a live one. He subscribes to everything. Flat Earth, chemtrails, evolution denying, nuclear weapon denying, dinosaurs never existed, moon landing hoax, and even sunglasses can cause cancer. With a list like that, it makes you wonder what we could be possibly talking about today. Well, Terra Times has a strong belief that there are not 7.7 billion people on this planet, and that the overpopulation hoax was created by fox hunters. I know. Let's sit back and delve into his world, shall we? There's the Flat Earth for you.
How is there 7 billion people in the world? How can that possibly be?
Well, if you don't understand how the birds and bees work by now, then there's little point in explaining it again.
Well, they just tell us there's 7 billion people in the world and we believe it.
Actually, no. The key to knowing our world's population is data, and not the one from Star Trek. The United Nations Population Division is responsible for this and takes data from sources including but not limited by country fertility and mortality rates, migration information, independent demographic and health surveys, birth and death records, the World Health Organization and the UN Commission on Refugees. It is an estimate, but one which we make with empirical data. So no, we are not just told it.
But at the turn of the last century, there was 1 billion people in the world, so we were told. So how did that suddenly climb 6 billion people in 100 years?
Really? That seems a hard task to you. Besides, your info is wrong. The world's population didn't hit 1 billion until 1804, and then it wasn't until 1927 that it hit 2 billion. After that, 3 billion was hit in about 1959, and from then on, we added about 1 billion people per 12 years on average. This was primarily due to the Industrial Revolution, the advent of a clean water supply, and a dramatic drop in infant mortality. Later last century, medicine improved, people were living longer and having more children. It's really not that hard to imagine.
If you gave every man, woman and child on Earth a quarter-acre block of land, you could fit them in an area the size of Australia and still have half of Queensland and the entire rest of the world left over. And if you gave everybody their own normal house block, you could fit the entire world population in an area the size of Texas.
So, you still have to feed these people, give them clothing, a fresh water supply and decent waste facilities. It's not just about space for living.
So there is no way the world is overpopulated.
Maybe it's not, but there's no doubt whatsoever that we are close.
And that was when I was assuming the figures were 6 billion. But if the figures were 1 billion at the turn of the last century, then how could they be 6 billion then in 2008, and how could they be 7 billion now in 2018? Are we somehow growing in world population by 1 billion people a decade?
Yes. Well, 12 years. The population growth rate back then when we hit 6 billion was around 1.2%. That means the population grew by that much each year. 1.2% of 6 billion is 72 million. 1.2% of 6.02 billion is 72.8 million. And so on and so on. You do this for 12 years and you get a population of 6.923 billion. Today's growth rate has fallen to about 1.08%.
And think about it, folks. 1 billion people. You know, a billion's a big number. Most people just don't think about it. They don't ever really realise how big 1 billion is. To them, it's just big. People don't understand the concept of 1 billion.
And some people don't understand the concept of growth rate and applying that growth rate to an already huge number.
You know, 1 billion seconds ago, it was around about 1969. 1 billion minutes ago, it's around about what we're presented with as being the time of Christ. You could get $1 billion $1 notes and put them end to end, and you could get to the moon and go twice the way around the moon and back again. That's even assuming the moon is as far away as what they tell us.
Of course he doubts the moon. Also, his statement was wrong. A $1 bill is approximately 15 centimetres long. 15 centimetres times by 1 billion is 150 million metres, or 150,000 kilometres. The moon is 384,000 kilometres away, so $1 billion bills won't even get halfway to the moon.
So 1 billion is a big number. How have we grown by 1 billion people in 10 years, and how do we grow by 6 billion people in the last 120?
I just explained. Your personal incredulity on the subject doesn't mean that it didn't happen. You simply cannot argue with the maths.
You know, when you look at it, folks, you've got to have 2 babies per household to keep the population stable. That isn't even with population growth.
How did he come up with that? There's no way that he can distinguish the amount of households in the world or how many people are in those households. That's a made-up fact right there.
And since the turn of the last century, we've had World War I, World War II, all those people die. We've had people dying of diseases. We've had all sorts of wars and all sorts of depopulations happening all over.
All of which are taken into account when figuring out population numbers. Also, when you take into account all of the wars in the 20th century, 108 million people died. Now, that is a staggeringly huge number and extremely sad, but in the context of the entire world population, that is fairly small.
Not to mention the 262 million people killed by their own governments in the last 100 years.
All taken into account.
Let's not forget to take that figure into account. And look at modern times. With the introduction of plastics, we've seen a huge drop in the male sperm count. Since the introduction of vaccines and modern so-called medicine, we've seen autism go off the charts. It used to be 1 in 100 people, now it's around about 1 in 10, and they're predicting that it'll soon be 1 in 4. And of course, that just all seems perfectly normal to people.
Yes, because we know what autism is now. 100 years ago, we didn't.
These people certainly aren't having any babies, and we've got men going their own way, all of this division of the sexes now. People simply aren't having as many babies as they were. You're lucky to find people that have more than 1 child these days.
That bit is correct. The population growth has fallen. But as long as that population growth figure stays positive, then the population will always grow.
I mean, sure, you'll still find some big families. You'll have people who have 2 or 3 or 4, even 5 kids, but you won't find every family doing it, so it doesn't really even out. And a lot of families just aren't having babies because they're too worried about their careers. Because you've got both men and women all both chasing their career, and it's all about the career, it's all about the status. Usually even the partner they get is someone who will help them in their career. It's usually a fashion accessory or a career accessory for them rather than a real life partner.
I don't think all of the 1.2 billion people that live in Africa are too concerned with their careers. That was a very first world chauvinistic point you made there. I don't think the entirety of the world are concerned with climbing the career ladder. Some people are just happy to put food on the table and have a roof over their heads.
So not only can the population not be growing, it's not even remaining stable. Because like I said, you've got to have 2 child per couple in order to keep the population stable. And when you look at the amount of people having babies, it really doesn't average itself out. because we've been taught not to have babies.
Have we? Pretty sure the survival of our species counts on that.
This is what the whole sexual revolution was about, sexual freedom. Taught to have more sex, but have less children. Make it all about the pleasure of sex and not about procreation, because we don't want sex to be anything sacred. We want it to be all about fun, all about promiscuity. Go out and have as many partners as you want, just don't have children.
I don't know about that, but safe sex is something which has been rightly pushed for the last 20 or 30 years.
Contraception, all of the stuff. Look at all of the amount of people that are killed in these massacres everywhere. The massacres in Haiti, the earthquakes, all of this stuff that we see. The massacres that happened across Dominica a few years ago. The massacres that happen across Africa. So how is the population growing?
Because the growth rate is positive. It's not hard.
The population isn't growing. The population is shrinking. Look at the world now. Look at all the empty space. There isn't 7 billion people on this earth. Go out and drive around. Go out, leave the city, go out and drive around the country and tell me where all the people are. Look at all the houses. Where's all the houses? Where's all of this population that we're told is crawling all over the earth, destroying everything? It's not.
Something I say to flat earthers a lot is the earth is massive. Earth's land has a surface area of 510 million square kilometres. That means every person on earth can fit into an area of 0.07 square kilometres. Now that's 70,000 square metres each.
There isn't this massive population. Just as everyone's packed into these cities and they're controlled by having to go down all these highways and all these roads that have got street lights and everything's all congested and it looks like there's a lot of people because everyone's packed into these tight areas and they're only allowed to walk between the lines. So it looks like it's crowded everywhere, but it's not. There isn't that many people on Earth. No way is there 7 billion people on Earth.
Well, there we go. Because he says there isn't 7.7 billion people on this planet, then there isn't 7.7 billion people on this planet. There you go. Good one. I am very, very sure that we will be visiting Terra Times again at some point. He seems to be a well of new conspiracy theories. Thank you all very, very much for watching today. It's truly appreciated. If you liked it, then please do like and subscribe. I have been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great week and I'll see you all on Friday where Phuket Word has a new flat earth model for us. Until then.